Check 1, 2, just testing my microphone. How does it work here in 2023? Oh, I'm so excited to be here live streaming. I'm just gonna burst out of my own skin. Let me know in the chat if the sound is coming through okay, and then I will be getting started in just a minute with a brand new opening animation. Oh, it stopped. No, here. Professional operation here, everybody. Happy New Year and welcome to the coding train. All that banging around of things was me trying to make sure I was set up and ready to press the camera button. All the while, this new ready animation, which has a little robot coming in, and then the train arrives. Comes in, and then I switch to me, and here we are, live on the coding train for the first time in probably, well, it's definitely well over a month. I think I did I do a live stream in December? No, it was November. It was November, my last live stream. It was November, my last video upload, proper video upload. I've been doing some experiments with shorts, as I will talk about in a moment. Why did this computer go off? Okay, it's back. But I've been gone for a little while. This happens to me. But, and usually so first of all, hi, welcome. Maybe this is the first time you're tuning into the coding train. Well, my name is Dan. I am your host. I do a variety of different things, tutorial videos, coding challenge videos, live streams, all about coding and creativity, and it's all meant to be friendly and welcoming for the total beginner. So if you've never programmed before, I welcome you. I encourage you to stick around. If you've programmed a lot and want to point out all of my mistakes, actually that's useful too. Stick around. I enjoy that. All of the things I enjoy. I'm just taking a peek at the chat. Just to see. All right, so I've got chat here, Discord here, computer here, my confidence monitor, because I am quite the confident guy, over here. So things really got in the way for me. Life got in the way, family, some personal stuff, a lot of things going on. I just was not able to do much in December. And so I usually do like a holiday telethon, and I've had sort of like a holiday season sort of tradition. It just didn't happen this year. So let's kick off 2023 today. It's ironic because this is the end of my 1-year sabbatical from teaching. Some of you may know that I happen to have a full-time day job teaching at NYU. I broadcast live in my own sort of home garage studio here, doing all of my coding train work. A lot of the stuff that I do is either, if I'm teaching a class, then I want to make some videos for the class, et cetera, et cetera. You don't necessarily know the whole deal, but I don't want to go through it all right now. The point of what I'm saying is I really thought that 2022 was going to be the year of the coding train because I had a 1-year sabbatical. And I think to some extent I'm probably being much too hard on myself because I really feel like it fizzled and I didn't get what I wanted to get done, and nobody likes my videos. I just really feeling down the last few weeks. This is not a call for sympathy. Please, chat. Just settle down. I don't even know what you're saying yet because you're like a minute behind in the past and I'm in the future. And I don't know if you're in Australia, it was like 2023, 3 days ago. But anyway, I sort of feel like maybe teaching is one of the things that keeps me grounded and moving forward with the coding train because I am talking about things in class on a regular schedule. I have to be accountable. I have to be prepared for it. Students in those classes have amazing ideas and questions that lead me to topics that I want to do a video to help answer those questions. So I think maybe, just maybe, you heard it here first, everybody. Bring out the bell. 2020, not the best year, if I'm being perfectly honest. 2023, maybe this will be the year of the coding train. So this is my plan for today. I wanted to trust me, I thought of like a million reasons and excuses why I couldn't do this live stream today. But by golly, I'm here. I'm here. Kitty Tasks is asking, can you start? I don't know if that means why are you just talking instead of coding? Because I hate to break it to you, I got some news for you. A lot of talking in the live stream, not so much of the coding. But maybe Kitty is stuck on the opening animation. Oh, my hair. All right. Bruno says, for me, every year is the year of the coding train. That is lovely. Thank you for that, Bruno. So what I would like to do today, this is my plan. Navid, great question. Can I ask, so today's just going to be a kind of hanging out stream. I don't have a plan. Although, not that I ever really had anything that different. Does this button work? Yes, it does. So I'll come back to that in a second. Navid asks, can I ask what started the coding train? Interesting question. I don't know how to answer this. Should I talk about how my parents met? No, that's weird. What started the coding train? How far back should I go? Here's what I think started the coding train. My teaching, just to bring it all back together to that. I wanted to make videos for my classes, and this we're talking about over 10 years ago now. So I think probably one of the first videos I recorded for students in a class that I was taking was in 2012. So that's probably what started it. I could make this a longer story. I think I've told versions of this story with fewer or more details. I think there's a podcast called Create Canvas from the Processing Foundation with Saber Khan. You could look that up where I talked about this more. But basically, at one point, in 2015, I started uploading some of these videos I had made to YouTube. And the rest, if you, the old processing videos that were in Vimeo, that is correct, Denisovich. And yes, how your parents met is a bit too far back. Okay, agreed. I didn't have a dream of making my own TV show, but can we just talk about, Can I be completely self-indulgent for a second? I was always a theater geek. So I was any kind of geek I was like into math, I was into computers, I was into science, I was into like science fiction, all that stuff. But I really loved the theater, specifically musical theater. I have very little musical talent. I had enough of a goofball that I could go up on stage and kind of like act silly and people would enjoy it. But I also never really had like, sort of really meaningfully thoughtful and well. I not have a talent for the acting, if you will. So, but I think I just always had this like itch to do more performing and to be involved in sort of in entertainment in some way. And I think YouTube, is allowing me to sort of try that in my own bizarre fashion, for better or worse. And, I've kind of been in the last month just questioning a lot. And I don't know, but I think I'm ready to like double down on what it is that I feel I do well, which is to communicate ideas around programming for people who are new to programming. And I don't know that I do it well for like a total perfect, like sort of global diverse audience, because I recognize that I have a certain, cultural background and identity that sort of and references that maybe some people really can identify with. It's my goal for the Coding Train and my work to be as welcoming and inclusive as possible. But anyway, but I don't know if I do that. But I do think that I have over 20 years of practicing this, found my way to an ability to kind of like talk through the steps of a programming problem or explain basic programming concepts to a wide beginner audience. Advanced, sophisticated, deep level software engineering and computer science topics, maybe not as much my thing. But I think I'm reflecting a lot. Let me say, I know this will shock you, many of you. This will come as a total shock because of my, youthful Timothée Chalamet good looks. But, and thank you, Layla. I don't know, Bizarro, what time of day is it for you that it's time for your whiskey? Chat GPT. People are asking about Chat GPT. Yeah. So anyway, this is the year, 2023 is the year that I turn 50. I do sort of, it's like a weird sort of feeling. It's like, I've never felt older until like probably like 2 or 3 years ago. But I also think like, by golly, I can be on YouTube. I can do the YouTube thing with the youths. I'm gonna focus on the Coding Train, making entertainment stuff, making educational stuff, and just seeing what I can do in 2023. So let's get that started. This is my plan for today. I don't want to be here past like 2:00 because I want to spend some time with my kids. My wife has been out of town mostly for we're dealing with some family stuff for the last 2 months, basically, which is why I haven't been able to do as much work or stream as much, but we're kind of hitting the reset button. She's back and I want to do some nice family stuff. Nobody has school tomorrow either. But I wanted to get this stream in to feel like I'm starting off 2023 and more to come. But so what I thought I would do is I've got my whiteboard, which I didn't even figure out. Martin says, I am 52 and 50 was a nice one. Thank you. I am so pleased. Yeah, cut your beard and you'll be 30. I do, yeah. We don't need to talk about, it's okay, I guess, for me to talk about me because you're watching. You could turn it off if you don't want to hear me talk about me. This is helpful. I mean, therapy is very useful. I encourage everybody, if you are able to, and to be therapized. I think that's the proper technical way of explaining that. But also, I find just like talking about myself here on the live stream to be somewhat of helpful therapy as well. But thank you, Martin. Your chat scrolled by, but I appreciate it. I'm constantly amazed. You know, who knows how accurate it is, but if I look at my YouTube analytics, my audience is, you know, my children are approaching the age of my audience. Let me just put it that way. So you are a YouTube. You need to talk about yourself. That's good. Are you bad at CSS? Because P5 turns JavaScript into CSS. I don't understand that question. I am bad at CSS. All right. Can we expect machine learning tutorials? Can we talk about Timothy? What is your favorite framework? Processing. Processing will always be my favorite framework. Just it's where everything began for me. All right. So this is my plan for today. It's already 12:20. The whiteboard. So let's see what happens if I press this button. I did not check this. I have no idea what camera is going to turn on when I press this. Oh, well, luckily for me, that worked. Let's see if I have a working marker. Boy, the lighting is weird. So I moved a lot of light. You know, I had completely reconfigured. I'm looking at my monitor over there. I completely reconfigured this room for working on my Apple II Plus computer. And I have now, this morning, before I started streaming, I put everything back. And I'm assuming you can still hear and see me okay. I see the chat. I can actually almost see the chat from here because I can read the latest message is JavaScript the future. By the way, my vision is terrible. Something that happens to you when you get older. Also, never mind. Never mind. Sometimes like random thoughts pop in my head and I'm about to say them. I'm like, don't talk about that on the live stream. All right, let me see if I can brighten this view up a little bit. I think that might help. It says it's kind of bright. What is going on here? Something's weird with this camera. I probably did some weird settings to this camera based on when I had it with the Apple II Plus. I will worry about that later. As long as it is mostly legible for you, let's find out. So I want to make two columns, 2022 and 2023. I want to look back. Time to sweep up. I want to look back. Where am I standing here? How does this work? Move this over maybe? Okay. I want to look back and make a list of the things that I did in 2022 and talk about, you know, what went well, what didn't go well, what's unresolved, which will probably lead me to a list of things I would like to accomplish in 2023. Now, I haven't seen Simon yet in the chat. Simon, that's good. I mean, maybe it's good that Simon's not here because Simon is always the voice in the back of my head, which is, Dan, whenever you make one of these lists, you never actually get to anything on the list because you get distracted by other things. That's true. That might be true, but let me just start. Let me start fresh, wipe the slate clean. I hope to make this list and then feel good about 2022 and then kind of chart out some things that I would like to do in 2023. I actually had on this whiteboard a whole other list that I made some other time, and it was like, ooh, I didn't do most of that stuff, but it'll come back up again. All right, so moving back. So let me know if the whiteboard view needs any adjustment and I'm gonna come back to here actually. So now I'm on what's over here? Oh, okay. That's gonna drive me crazy, the fact that my green screen key is off there. Oh, Simon is here. And I don't, okay, so I'm reading the Discord chat, enjoying that. Okay, let me see. Let me just turn this slightly. Okay, I'm going to loosen this. This is how I do it on the coding train live. There's just me here. Did that fix the key? That definitely did. Where's it? It's back. And it is gone. Okay, so that should do it. Okay, so there's a few ways It still looks dark. The question is this good enough for today? I think it is. That's good because you use the last. Is there an update on the poll app? All right, hold on, everybody. Too many questions. I can't follow them all. I should do, actually, what was that thing? Let's do that thing. Just so if there are some questions people want me to address, I like this online questions thing that I used that one time. Audience or speaker. Okay, admin. Well, I'm definitely not going to have to do this because I think if... Oh, secret password. No. This is... Okay, so let's do 314159. That's going to be our event. And my secret password is going to be rainbow, puppy, unicorn, chocolate, lava, delightfulness. Okay, and then I'm going to hit create. And never! Okay, so this is now if I... How do I get this? I should have done this on my other computer. Online questions. Where do I find the page that I send out to people? Oh yeah. Audience members. So you go to onlinequestions.org and you enter 3.14159. And at some point, this is going to populate with questions. I am going to move those over here. I should make that maybe a pinned comment. So, how are you is the first question. There we go. So, let's just hold on a sec. Put in this code 3.14159. And I will pin it. Oops, that's the wrong, I pinned the wrong message. Okay, come on, everybody. Message unpinned. Yeah. Go away. Okay. Pin message. All right. So now we see that if you want to ask a question of me, you can post it here. Random guy, it's kind of funny you should say that. Happy New Year, Christian Wiekman. All right. Have you tried the new chat AI for coding? Yes. And more about that later today, hopefully, because that should definitely go on the 2023 list. All right. So I'm going to move these off. Okay. So now there are a few different ways I can look at what did I do in 2022. So I think probably the best place for me to start is the sort of core work of the coding train, which is the YouTube channel itself. And I think if I go here under videos, I can go to recently uploaded, and let's just see. I think this was a 2021 video. 1 year ago. Why doesn't November 2021? Yes. So if we're talking about this is actually not, look at this. Okay, so let's talk about this. Coding challenges. So let me add to the whiteboard. I wonder if I should do like a split screen thing, but I'll just press the buttons. So 2022, we did coding challenges. ASCII video. I already can't remember. Right, slide puzzle, ASCII, and prime spiral. ASCII, slide puzzle, prime spiral. So that's 3 coding challenges that I did. Then we had the Mandelbulb and Pie in the Sky. See, Mandelbulb, Pi Day. I also did, what else? Monty Hall wave function collapse. Wave function collapse. See, look, I did stuff in 2022. It's not so bad. Wave function collapse, and then, horizontal directional drilling. So those were the coding challenges. Now, let's look up tutorials. And I forgot to talk about the sponsor of the coding train, but that's I'll address that in a minute. Okay, so I did local storage, and I did nature of code 2.6. We did a P5 local storage and nature of code 2.6. Okay. What else do we got? Then let's do, okay, then Apple II. So the Apple II series was a totally brand new thing. I mean, they're kind of under the coding challenge umbrella, but I really think of them as separate. I did snake, tree, and what was the last one that I did? Snake, tree, and 3D render. Okay. So this is, and then I'm going to put here other, the anal retentive coder, which, I thought was going to be my big hit in 2022. That's probably the least viewed video on the channel. So let's look at this for a second. So this is actually this is making me feel a little better in that there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 coding challenges. My goal would be, if I had a goal, would be to have 12 coding challenges. I mean, I think if you count these, I can kind of get up to 11. Goes to 11. Like the idea that there'd be one coding challenge per month. Those videos they used to be the kind of thing that would take approximately 24 hours to do, because I'd think of an idea, I'd sort of just go and code it while recording, and then chop it up the video without really any editing or post-production, and then upload it. Now the coding challenges videos have expanded, where I do a little bit more research and try to bring in some more examples and references. But I'd be curious to know from the chat which one of these were your favorites, or which one of these would you like to see a follow-up on? I can say I follow the numbers on the coding train pretty closely. Of these, not talking about the Apple II for a second. The ASCII video one was I'm pretty sure it was the most watched. Followed somewhat closely by the prime spiral. We can kind of fact check this. Why is it so dark? There's something weird about this settings on the camera that's so dark. Let's take a look. So I'm just coming back over here for a second. So wave function collapse, and I'm not in this for the views. I mean, yeah. I'm not in this for the views. I mean, I do look at the views, but you can see the ASCII text one is it's really the ASCII text one we're at. It's the oldest one, so it had the most time, but it's sort of well and far above. Prime spiral is also pretty far, and the rest are in the more usual range. But I agree, wave function collapse in many ways is the most memorable, in the sense that I did that over 9 hours of live streaming and condensed it all down into a 1 hour and 18 minute. Astro Penguin likes coding Cabana. The Cabana is not something I have access to anymore, but I could sort of recreate that feeling in new and different ways. Thank you, random guy, for saying 3D render is the tippy top. That's great. Yeah. So so let's think about for a moment what really requires. It's driving me crazy why the camera is so dark, but I'm just not going to worry about it. So one thing that really absolutely requires a follow-up, and I've been kind of afraid to tackle it because I don't know how to do it, but it would be wave function collapse overlapping. So if we're thinking about what are ideas for challenges, wave function collapse overlapping model is absolutely one. You know, I always like to do something for Pi Day, so let's put down Pi Day as something we'll do in 2023. I have no ideas for it, so something that we could start thinking of now. If anybody has anything clever, I'd be game for that. Mandelbulb led me to be interested in what are they called? Sign distance functions. So that's something I'm absolutely interested in tackling. Put that on the list here. I don't see any other follow-ups that are obvious to me in terms of coding challenges that are directly coming from here. I could go back and look at the GitHub repo that has a bunch of lists of ideas and find some of them. But this is sort of where I am. So, you know, could I get what's a goal? What's a good goal? I mean, I just want to, what if we said 10 challenges? And not retro computing. So 10 not retro computing challenges for 2023. Let's set that as a goal. And some of them could be simple ones, just a 10-minute video. Why not, right? Okay, so we got 3 ideas, 3 already here. Okay. So let me. I want to do. I'm going to make some other categories here. Nebula. Is a category. I thought of 2 things, which is why I wanted to make 2 other categories. And the other one just completely went out of my brain. Yes. I don't know why it went. Books, writing. So we'll call it Nebula, and we'll call it NOC. So this is why. So the other thing that I accomplished this year which led me to doing these videos, is the Nebula class, What is Code? So I'm going to take a minute. Nebula is a sponsor of the Coding Train. And in many ways, saying it's a sponsor it's accurate in the sense that I am paid to talk about Nebula. But Nebula is also a project that I am more deeply involved with, a sort of co-creator and owner of the platform. I hesitate to say that because it sounds like I don't want to take credit for anything, because it's like all other people doing amazing work. But I can tell you now that if you go to go.nebula, let's see if I can get this to work, .tv/whatiscode. So this is, just to be clear, even though I'm talking about my work for, whatever FCC and everything guidelines, this is also, I'm talking about a sponsorship, this is a paid product endorsement here. But, not just a random thing, it's something that I care about and involved with. So I worked on this year with, Nebula if you're not familiar with Nebula, it's a streaming platform for educational creators on YouTube. And that's not the best way to describe it, probably. I've probably botched that. There's tons of original content, documentaries. I don't know what you watch on YouTube, but I think about channels that I watch, like, Wendover Productions, Practical Engineering, Real Engineering, Jordan Herod, Patrick Willems. All of these creators are on Nebula, and they have original content. Patrick Willems has a movie he made. I'm obsessed with this thing called Jetlag the Game. But anyway, let's see if I can play this trailer right now. One of the things that I did for Nebula is create this class about what is programming, what is code, for, this could be for someone who's never watched the coding train before, never programmed before. Let's see if the sound goes through here.
My name is Dan, and I've spent almost the last 20 years teaching coding. You might be under the false impression that to code, your favorite thing must be computers. I'm here to tell you that learning to code is something that may just expand the way you approach the passions in your life. If you have never written a line of code in your life, you're in the right place.
Okay. I think it's really important as somebody who makes stuff on the internet to not only do stuff on one platform. I don't actually have this problem for the most part, but a lot of if I go to nebula.tv, a lot of creators on YouTube, let's see if I go to videos, there are a lot of issues with, I'm trying to see, especially like certain kind of content. If I go to history, I think is a good example of this. A lot of real life lore and real-time history. A lot of these videos have issues on YouTube in terms of some of the content not able to be, I'm sorry, I'm like, oh, what do I want to watch here? So demonetized or age restricted. And so this is kind of a nice platform where these videos can, educational videos with really important topics can be seen. I'm just curious, if you go to classes, which is the thing that I'm kind of plugging here. Ooh, this I really should watch. Video editing basics. Adam Neely is awesome. So all this stuff is here. So you can go to this link and click sign up, and you'll get like a discount as a fan of the coding train. But I have a hack for you, which is available only today. Only today and tomorrow, which is that if you go to, it's this link here. Whoops. There we go. If you go to curiositystream.com/choo-choo, let's make sure that works. You can actually sign up for the Curiosity Streams bundle. So this is signing up for CuriosityStream, which is a great service where you get thousands of all these documentaries, and you get it for just like Nebula is $5 a month. I think with my code, it's $4 a month, but this is less than $1 a month for the entire year. So you can get CuriosityStream, and this bundle includes complimentary access to Nebula. You have to be clever about this because you want to make sure you click on this one, because there's lots of other, it's confusing. Like it says that this one includes Nebula, and then it doesn't say that here, but I have it on good authority that this absolutely includes Nebula. The only thing is, which is a little bit unfortunate, is if you sign up for Nebula through the front door, the $4 a month from my classes page, that's great. You should do that. You get everything, Nebula classes. This, you get Nebula. It is really, really cheap, but you don't get Nebula classes. So you have to add on a $1 per month extra for Nebula classes. It's kind of confusing, but don't worry. All you need to do is just email daniel@thecodingtrain.com if you're confused by this, and I will make sure to help you, because I want people to be able to watch the class if they're interested in it. So the cheapest way, if you're interested in getting the class, is to go, it's kind of a hack. It's only, this discount is, it's still going to be heavily discounted after January 2nd, but it's like a New Year's promotion. So today, January 1st, tomorrow, January 2nd, for 97 cents a month, you get all of CuriosityStream and Nebula, then $1 per month extra Nebula classes. I've gone on for too long about this. Really, I love the Nebula platform. I've started watching, all the videos there are ad-free. I frankly find it like a really good place for discovery, because YouTube algorithm search and discovery works great for me, but I find a lot of stuff that I'm really interested in here. This is what I'm obsessed with. Jetlag the game. If you haven't watched, maybe this is not your thing, but I love this Jetlag the game, a game show. I would love to go on it, frankly, although I'd probably be terrible. Okay, sorry. So that's my plug, sponsor stuff. going to put that aside. I should put it as like a pin. It's all linked in the video description. I didn't make it a pinned comment. Let's check out. We're going to get back to the topic at hand, which is reviewing 2022. But that was part of my 2020 review because this was a lot of work and a lot of time and effort went into producing this class. And I want to, I'm hoping, I don't know if this is true, but if you're somebody out there, why is it so dark? What's crazy is it's telling me on the back of the, you know what, I don't care. You're lying to me. We're going to brighten you up. You're lying to me. Let's do that. There we go. If you are somebody out there, I don't know if anybody out there this exists, who happened to find the What is Code class on Nebula, watched it, got interested in code, and you're now watching this live stream or later or some other video. I mean, let me know. That would be so thrilling and exciting to me. Okay, so Nebula. We got through that. Let's briefly check in on the online questions. Guest tutorials. All right. Let's add that. So, oh yeah, I don't think I did any guests in 2022. Maybe. So let's put this on the list. I don't want to necessarily make a list of guests here. That might be kind of awkward, but but definitely guests for 2022. But the reason why I was talking about Nebula is so what do I want to do in 2023 on the Nebula platform? So I'll tell you one thing I definitely want to do. And if anybody has any thoughts, so I want to make a video. One of the things on Nebula, I should just sign into my account because, is originals. So Nebula has a lot of original content, the things that you can't find on, that aren't on YouTube. And one of the things is the series called Working Titles. How do I find that? Modern Conflicts is what I was talking about, real life lore. Yeah, those are, this is great too. That Time When is a really fun series. Where is a Working Titles? Yeah, so, there's one 19 days ago. So Working Titles is a series about title sequences of different TV shows, movies, games. Whole ghost AI for Pac-Man. Ooh, I like this. So if we look at this, we can't wait. I'm not signed in. So I'm just going to put this on my list. What I would like to do is make a Working Titles video about the show Severance. So this is a goal of mine. If you're not familiar, Severance is an Apple TV Plus show that I became somewhat obsessed with. I have a few different ongoing projects. I could put them in here. So under other they're not videos, but so if I put them under here, we would put the macro data refinement and UUR bot. So these are some projects that I have kind of worked on just as sort of goofing around projects. And I would like to do a video. So Severance is a Apple TV Plus television show. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. I highly recommend if you're able to watch it. It's really excellent. It's a little dark, a little disturbing. So, your mileage may vary depending on whether that's your jam. But one of the title sequence is this incredible 3D animated avatar kind of computer graphics generated sequence that I find beautiful, amazing, and wonderful. And I would love to do a kind of explainer video about that title sequence. Now, this is not something that I've ever done before. I don't do explainer videos or video essays. I do no plan, videos. That's how I describe them. But that I would like to do. I also was thinking about doing a history of computing series that would be more documentary-like. My idea for it is that I would sort of dress, maybe I'd start with the 1950s. And I would sort of like dress and try to shoot it in the sort of style of the decade. So there'd be a 1950s episode. It's like WandaVision for computing documentary. So these are two ideas I have for Nebula, but obviously these are things that wouldn't be on YouTube. They would be sort of more produced. The one nice thing about doing something with Nebula is it's a collaboration for me. They have a whole production team. I can, pitch an idea if I can get it approved. It's not necessarily necessarily like a revenue generating thing for me, although the sponsorship stuff all works out terrifically. But it's something for me to be able to be more creative and try new things. So curious about people's thoughts or interest in that, but that's kind of where I'm thinking. So that's Nebula. But if people have ideas for ambitious projects I can do that are kind of out there that you wouldn't think would be normally a coding trained thing, but you think I might be good at or might be able to make happen, Nebula is a way for making those things happen. For things that I couldn't just make happen on my own on YouTube. So I would love your suggestions and thoughts about that. All right, we've got our 2022 board, our 2023 board. We're not even 1 hour in, are we? Yeah, we're not even 1 hour in. So that would be cool. Explain how BASIC went from Dartmouth to Microsoft. Exactly. And I've lost the Discord chat. Okay, exposure, comp for the win. Oh, opening sequence of Severance, yeah. All right. So let me take a look at the questions. Oh, sorry. All right, let's answer some of these questions. And I think if I go to the admin page, maybe I should just go to the admin page. Hold on. Online questions for speaker. Admin. Let's see. Open. There we go. Okay. So will ChatGPT, let's answer, will ChatGPT make our programming experience useless? So I think what this is asking, if I could rephrase the question a bit, is, and let me take a sip of my coffee here, my throat is getting a little dry here. Okay. So I think the question is asking, will ChatGPT make programmers obsolete? Will I no longer need to learn how to code because I can just write up an idea and ChatGPT will translate that into code for me? I don't think we're there yet, not based on my experience working with ChatGPT. I also think there is a certain joy to programming, to solving the puzzle. I think there's a lot of questionable aspects about kind of copyright and ownership and exploitation of labor that's all wrapped up into ChatGPT. I don't feel adept or knowledgeable enough to really tackle that side of it. But if we put that aside, which you really can, but if I allow myself very briefly to put that aside, I think that there is a tremendous amount of potential for systems like ChatGPT to be a tool in the programmer's toolbox, to give you some starter code, in the same way that Stack Overflow is, the coding train is, the Nature of Code book is. I often will start working on something from an example. If maybe I can get to that example more quickly, maybe I can ask ChatGPT to optimize something that I've written. There might be some things in that direction that I think I could even imagine using right now. I think there's a lot more to say on it. I do have a brief short that I have already recorded where I try to recreate one of my coding challenges with ChatGPT. So that may or may not come out sometime soon. Okay. One of the things that I found interesting about ChatGPT, there was somebody on Twitter who posted, I'm already forgetting what the example was. ask ChatGPT to make a star field simulation in P5JS, and it spit out verbatim the code from one of my coding challenges. So all right. So let me. How do I do this? Now I can say answered. I mean, thank you. This is not really a question, so I'm going to mark it as answered. Oh, this was well addressed in this video. I don't know if this is trolling me or just missed earlier in the video, but this is a big year for me. I will be turning 50. My brain, by the way, I know there's a couple of you in the audience who are around my age. I'm really discovering that my memory and my ability to recall certain words that I'm thinking of, my sort of quick-wittedness, not that I ever had any quick-wittedness, are declining. So hopefully my streaming and videos will still be of good quality. Can we get a C++ series? Probably not. Open frameworks tutorials. I mean, I'd be happy to add that to the list, but realistically, with everything that I want to do, that seems like it's unlikely to happen. But I want to encourage people to use the way that I make videos to inspire them to make their own, and maybe somebody will make some great C++ videos. Welcome, Simic. Glad to see you here again. All right. Hello, world is not a question. So, but to answer this. So first of all, is our fundraiser still going? So let's plug something else here. Usually I'm always fundraising for the Processing Foundation. So somebody mentioned School for Poetic Computation, which thrills me that somebody in the audience of the Coding Train would be familiar with them. There's probably some good crossover. So SFPC is like, to me, a dream school. I work at NYU. I teach at NYU. I am paid a salary. I have health benefits. I went to NYU. I owe a lot. I don't know if I owe a lot to NYU. I mean, I did pay off my student loans recently, so I don't anymore. Well, I never owed it to them. Anyway, the point is, certainly don't want to disparage NYU, but to me, we have a huge problem, especially in the US. I know this isn't as much the case in other countries, in higher education, in terms of the expense, in terms of the stress level for both the workers. Faculty are overworked, administrators are overworked. I mean, some administrators are maybe overpaid. Some faculty are probably overpaid. Anyway, I can't get into all of the ins and outs of this. Higher education in the US has many, 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 many significant problems. I would say the largest of which being its inaccessibility to many people and this sort of like tiered system of elite universities and all that nonsense. School for Poetic Computation is I shouldn't try to paraphrase. I should read about it, but it's independent. Experimental school, interdisciplinary study in art, code, hardware, and critical theory. Challenges the capitalistic, heteronormative, and patriarchal canon of social and computer sciences. I encourage you to read the mission statement. The school has been around for quite a while, but went through a lot of recent transformations. It is, I took a class. I was able to take a class while on sabbatical from I took a class called Learning to Love Mathematics, which was absolutely fantastic. Totally would recommend it to everyone. They provide a lot of scholarship. They're, supported through their own tuition. It's, very cooperative in its nature. They're doing a fundraiser. I'm just curious. I think, unfortunately, the train whistles that I donated are sold out, but I'm just curious. There are all these wonderful things I bought a lot of the things in this. But if you want to support SFPC, you definitely should. Let's just see. Here we go. Sadly, the Coding Train whistle and sticker pack are out of stock, but you could get your whistle and sticker pack by joining the Coding Train as a member. They're really happening. Okay, 2023 goal. They're made. We're just dealing with a couple last things before we ship them. Let's go over here. I'm sorry that I'm jumping around all over the place. but let's add here whistles to members. So in 2023, the coding train, I don't want to use the word canceled because it's such a loaded word. I will cancel. You're different. If I don't get the whistles to the members who are at the membership level for the whistles in the year 2023, I will cancel the coding train. You heard it here first. So that's an absolute must. So anyway, so back to the questions. The reason why this came up is collab with school for poetic computation. I mean, I would love that. I don't know what form that would be. I'd like to support them. So I don't know that they need me for anything, but this is our collaboration. I'm going to plug them. Take a look at what classes they're offering. Consider signing up, considering joining them as a member, making a donation, all of that. Okay, I think I'm going to answer that. Okay, so let's refresh. Whoops. I can't refresh the page. All right. Oh, open. This is all right. Oh, I thought maybe it would make it go away if it's answered. Anyway. All right. All right. I'm going to come back to more questions later. Where are we? Where am I? All right, so let's go back over here. So I'm going through what did I do in 2022? What are my goals in 2023? So we've got a few ideas for some coding challenges, goal of 10 coding challenges. Let's talk about the Apple II Plus for a second. So people really enjoyed the Apple II Plus videos. It just anecdotally, I got a lot of positive feedback from them. I'm looking over at the Apple II Plus right here. I don't know to what extent it makes sense to kind of like do the same thing over and over again, but I'm running out of space here, but I'll just do my best. So let's think of a couple things I might be able to do that would make sense to do as another Apple II Plus video. What I said in the last one that I was interested, two things on my mind are, one is music or sound. So I think that's kind of interesting how that works. And the other is 6502 assembly. So those are two things. Now, this is not an Apple II video, but I happen to have gotten my hands, a little holiday present for myself, off of eBay. And by the way, I keep moving to the side because I have this monitor here. This is really funny. I have this monitor, which is showing me what the camera is seeing, but it doesn't really work. And it's like the whole section of the pixels are just blacked out. And if I stand right here, I don't see my face at all. So I keep moving to the side so they can see my face, and then like it's making it very awkward. Anyway, I should just look at, it's also, this camera is in the weirdest place. It looks to me like the camera is pointing here. Anyway, I got myself off of eBay a computer called a Commodore 64. So we are going to look at some point in 2023. I'll put a star next to that. Like I might do that before these. How about a video programming on a Commodore 64? Does that interest you? Does that excite you? How much of a priority should that be? What kinds of things here do you really want to see? Okay, so that's sort of retro. So retro computing. All right. What are some other things? What are some other things that I did in 2022? Let's go look at the live tab. So let's just count how many live streams. I did have a guest. I had Dr. Chris. I forgot that I guessed on live. So this was last year's, right? I did a New Year's telethon extravaganza. Yeah, I did have this. look at that. I don't remember this wallpaper. Okay. So let's look at this. So let's just count the live streams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this doesn't really count. I mean, it does. Sure does. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there were 12. Oh, no, there were only 11 live streams. Now, this isn't exactly true because I don't know, kind of lost track of how I'm organizing this list, but live, there were, what did I just say? There were 11 YouTube lives. And then I also did a lot of experimenting with Twitch, and then also member only. So let's see if I can, I'm just curious. I think that I have done a pretty good job. Stig, I see your comment. Yes. How many years have we been talking about this now? I forgot Twitch. Exactly, Simon. So if I do Coding Train Twitch archive, there is a YouTube channel, little known YouTube channel, where I just, well, oh, there's a lot of them. Whoa! 2 years ago. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I did 17 Twitch streams? That's a shocker. Now, most of them are all Genuary, which is something I'm going to come to next. Because today is January 1st, so Genuary must be going on. So somehow, I'm feeling better about this now. I did 17 Twitch streams? That's a big question. You know, a lot of people did support me on Twitch, whether they've signed up as a Twitch subscriber. I mean, I think that's the main thing. So, you know, I in the same way that I'm exploring Nebula as an alternative platform, you know, Twitch to me feels like an interesting platform to explore. TikTok is one. You know, Shorts is something I got to talk about at some point in this list. But let's just to do the accounting though, I'm going to let me see if I can look at the members only. I'm just going to go here because I got to look here under my, I think if I go to the Coding Train, if I go to playlists, is there how do I find the members only playlist? I think it's like, it's a thing that automatically is, oh yeah, here it is. Members only content. Did I make this or is this happening automatically? Anyway, I don't think I'm going to be able to count these right now. I'll just show you what I'm looking at. So, because there's basically often, for those of you who might be interested in signing up as a YouTube member, which supports the Coding Train, you can get access to some channels in Discord. I will often stream a recording session. So if I'm recording something, oh, and somebody just gifted a whole bunch of memberships. 5. Who? Oh, Leonardo, Joe PS gifted 5 Coding Train memberships. Wow. That's very generous of you. So all of you who just got those gifted are about to have unlocked these old, I don't know how interesting these would be to go back and watch, but for a lot of the tutorial videos that I release, I record them. It's a 3-hour session of maybe where I recorded a 20-minute video, but I live stream those and let people tune in. It's helpful to have a little bit of feedback, but they're not public live streams because having it not be a public live stream allows me to sort of not worry about a whole lot of details and just kind of focus on what I'm trying to do, which is make the content, but it's helpful to have a bit of an audience. So if that's something that interests you, there's a way on YouTube for me to find, I think this, all of the members only videos. I'm pretty sure though this playlist is one that I made. So it doesn't really count. I don't know how to find it, but I'm not going to worry about that. There's a bunch of them. I could try to count them. I'll figure them out. There were a ton of Genuary streams. Yeah, that's because that was a big thing I was doing last year. Okay. Okay. So members only. That's a thing. We'll just put a big question mark here. So, I'm tempted to put a poll up in the YouTube chat here to ask people if I should continue streaming on Twitch. But I feel like asking that question to a YouTube live stream audience is not is not the way to do it. So I'll come back to that. But that is a question. Let's just put over here. Let's put this here live. YouTube, Twitch, member. So what do I know this is completely illegible. Looks like I'm about to do like Flutter tutorials or something, but this is kind of where I am. That's a question for 2022. I mean, I always have this question. Part of me, and I don't think I want to do this, but part of me always thinks maybe I should just only live stream. I just got a notification on Discord, so maybe I should only live stream. My life would be so much simpler. I could just live stream once a week at a certain time, pick a topic, go over it, move on. But I really do like having these videos. The live streams don't stand the test of time. And my goal for the Coding Train is to be a channel. I don't know if saying evergreen content is ever going to be accurate, but I want people to, if they're looking for wave function collapse, they can just find the video on that. If it's buried inside of like a live stream where I'm doing 15 different things. So anyway, so I'm not there yet, but sometimes, and also like, now I've got a whole bunch of people working on, editing and animations and things for the video. So I don't want to suddenly, not give them anything to do. So, I do really like having the videos. I like doing all the things. So I like live streaming. I like having the videos edited and produced, all that stuff. Okay. Let's take a look at Genuary. I'm going to come back to Genuary. All right, let's take a peek at the chat here. Okay, so we are going over things done in 2022. Chat suggestion. Oh, Chris Manning for 2020. Is there a way for outsiders to throw their hat in the ring? Maybe a quick email with qualifications and an idea for a guest video. Yeah, this is a great question. And I see it there. Yeah, I mean, I have sort of thought sometimes in a long-term kind of way, like, is there a path? Could the Coding Train be a network of people and have multiple, is it multiple channels? Is it multiple hosts? Is it different people? And I've kind of wanted that, and I've done a lot of stuff with guests. Mostly the two sort of paths that I've had for guests are, one, finding interesting artists and people who aren't on YouTube to come and talk about their work. I also did a series which was curated by SciX when they were the Coding Train community manager, that was featuring Black voices in tech. So, certainly for me, thinking about using the Coding Train platform to shine a light on creators from diverse communities, I think is important and something that I would like to do more of. So I don't know. Having guests is much more work than I think it is. So I don't know what to do about guests. But in my ideal world, I think I would love to be able to have a system to feature the work of others on the coding train and have people be guests. Maybe maybe a way to do that is to have more guests for less time. So like, what would it mean for a guest to appear on the coding train for 10 minutes and be able to be remote? This is something that I think that for me to be able to execute effectively, it needs to be something that I hire somebody to produce, basically, to do the work of wrangling the guests, curating the guests, scheduling the things, all of that stuff. Something that's something I could talk with Katie about, who's running the Coding Train social media, to see if she's interested, or maybe this is something that somebody who already is working on something for the Coding Train, or somebody in the audience right now might be interested in helping. So I think if I'm going to do more with guests, I need someone to sort of have that be their project and kind of keep me in line here. I found myself to be more disorganized in 22 than any other year of my life. And I don't know, I always thought I was like a very organized, on top of my to-do list kind of person, and I'm not anymore. I have had more emails that I failed to mention, people I forgot to call back, things that I didn't follow up on in 2022 than any other year. And I don't know if that's just how it's going to be for me for the rest of my life, or if 2022 is sort of an anomaly. She'll see. Okay. I'm staring right here at a huge accomplishment in 2022, which is the new Coding Train website. So I'm going to put that here under, I didn't press the button. I mean, that should get its own category. So I'm kind of at the bottom here. Coding Train website. So launch. But one thing that I didn't do is make a video about it. That's been on my list forever. So where to put that? I'll put that here. Other, under other. Coding Train website video. Like this, I imagine being a 10-minute video that just says, in 2022, the new Coding Train website launched. These are the different parts of the website. This is the passenger showcase. This is how you contribute to it. Thank you to all of these people who have done all this work on the website, that kind of stuff. So this is a big star. This is a must, I feel like. Things that are a must are, so far, whistles to members. I guess I should use like a different color. What if I do like red? Coding Train website video, whistles to members. These are things that are a must. I mean, is wave function collapse and overlapping model a must? I think so, but I hesitate to use this red star just yet. Okay. So that was a big accomplishment in 2022. I'm looking at the list to think of other types of things that I want to do. We've got to talk about nature of code. I want to talk about these, which leads me to the Oregon Trail project. Okay, so let's come back. Let's go to, I can't believe that I'm about to do this, but I'm going to open up the Twitter application. So we're not done with the questions. We'll come back to the questions. If you need to sign off of this live stream and go away and come back in about 10 minutes, I fully understand. Warning, trigger warning, content warning. I am opening up the hellscape that is twitter.com right now. I am going to immediately go to /Schiffman. And I also am going to make it, let's close this. Okay, my direct messages came up briefly. That's fine. Sorry, Dragon's Lore. I understand the mess that is that board and how diagonal it is. Anything I could do to improve your viewing of it, I would be glad. Redoing old videos is definitely on the list there, Anusha, to come back to talk about. Okay, so I want to scroll back through my Twitter timeline. Let's see if we can get to January 1st, 2021. Honestly, like, Twitter is basically the only social media platform besides YouTube, which is also a social media platform, that I actually use. So I think we can discover, oh my God, I'm only at October. We can discover a lot of things that I've done and things that I should follow up on by scrolling through the Twitter timeline. If you don't mind just waiting for me to get through all the way to, I'm in July, halfway there. Because I think there are many a thing here that where are we? May, that I will discover that I accomplished, and or that I want to do more on in 2023. Okay. A lot of these are retweets of other people's wonderful work, so that is less relevant to what I'm talking about today. Okay, keep going. All right, a lot of severance content here on my Twitter. No surprise. All right, so let's go back. Year in the life. We're in February. We're almost there, everybody. Oh, 2022. What are we at? 120. Okay. Because I wanted to do the Genuary challenge today, whatever the Genuary topic is, before I go. So this could go on forever. I'm going to try to wrap up in the next 10 to 20 minutes so I can do some coding today. Okay, January 27th. I did all these projects with Genuary, which was kind of fun. And I think my idea was I was going to turn them into coding challenges, and I never actually did. January 11th. My Twitter was most active last January. So if you're not familiar, let's look up Genuary. Let's get to January 1st. This I wanted to make a coding challenge. I really wanted to do this as a coding challenge video. Okay, let's see. January 1st. Okay. Right. So December 30th, I did my Coding Train processing telethon. You should donate to the processing. There's no official telethon this year. All right. And now we're at January 1st, 2022. So what is Genuary? January is a artificially generated month of time where we, a community of people, build code that makes beautiful things. It's made of hashtags. January, you can do January 1, you can do January 2023. There are prompts. We could probably just get ChatGPT to do it for today. And the first prompt is perfect loop, infinite loop. Now, I don't know that I'm going to do January this year. Last year, I was like, I'm on the start of my sabbatical. I'm going to code a creative project every day. I can do it. It was a different time. This year, I got to prepare my syllabi, do a lot of other things. But I think we can get started. But let's at least last year kind of scroll through last year's January to just pick out some things. So this was my first one. 1,000 squares. I forgot what the prompt was. 10,000 squares. Dithering maybe was one. Yeah. So this, what is this called? There's a name for this, and I guess this dithering is the name, but Lloyd's algorithm. The right was Secord's algorithm. So, all right. So let's put on the coding challenge list. This is a really interesting algorithm, and I would like to do it as a video. There's a lot of potential to it. for creative twists. So I'm just going to write down Secord's algorithm, and hopefully that will remind me. So these are currently our sort of running list of coding challenge ideas for 2023. Right, I was streaming on Twitch. This was my, for space, nature of code I've got to talk about. This was my variation on Fidenza, which is a wonderful work by Tyler Hobbs, retweeting some other cool stuff. Square GAN, this actually was really kind of fun. I trained a generative adversarial network just on images of squares. Other people's amazing work that I'm retweeting. This is my variation on a Casey Reese style work. Okay, there's more challenge suggestions. Tetris. Yes. Tetris I should definitely do. Some other stuff that I did. Saul LeWitt. I'm going to scroll through this stuff quickly now. Just seeing. This I loved. I don't remember what kind of weirdness. Oh, yeah. I was going to do this as a coding challenge, like generative cityscape. I forgot that I did all these. Oh, no, somebody else did that I did all these live streaming. No computer. I did some kind of weird song thing. Polar coordinates. This would be good for a short, by the way, to do a YouTube short on just universal distribution of random, more about this sand, falling sand is a cool idea for a coding challenge. I'm writing it over here without switching back to the whiteboard. Falling sand. That's a kind of interesting idea for a coding challenge. More weird things. Oh, yeah, Aikida map. This is like a cool one. I mean, needs more cheese. Aikida map. I mean, does it make sense to do this as a coding challenge? Does that just become like a YouTube short? But these are good. I mean, these were meant to be last year, and I never did them because, I mean, I did them, then never followed through on it. But actually, having a year off from it probably makes the most sense. VHS, text typography. This was kind of fun. More just, where are we in day 23? Most of this stuff is just stuff that I've done before. Mandelbulb, okay, I did that. That actually became a video. Twitch Tuesday, remember that, everyone? That was a funny idea. Oh, I loved this. This is what led me to like the Apple II stuff in some way. Like this Apple II racer game. That was fun to make. Okay. More with some star patterns. Oh yeah, this I enjoyed, which was like running my slide puzzle thing backwards, so that I think when it's done, it makes a pattern, right? Yeah, just organizes it. Okay. Self-portrait, day 28. Okay. Organic looking output. This is a like flocking simulation. This is weird. That one was a weird. Okay. All right. So now another new thing is welcoming Bernie, who has been working on the YouTube Shorts and has made some interesting trailers and different things for the coding train. There's a lot of runway retweets. I made a Wordle bot to try to play zillions of games of Wordle with different algorithms. 3 blue, 1 brown beat me to making an amazing video on that, way further along than anything I could have done. Okay, here's something we got to address. Where's my, there's a very specific sound effect that I need for this. I'd like to put something out into the universe. The second edition of The Nature of Code will be available for free download at thenatureofcode.com and for purchase in print by the 10th anniversary of its original publication. This did not happen. And I also distinctly remember saying, if I don't get it done by this date, forget about it. I'm giving up on the project. So if you will all have a little grace with me, give me a little bit of, give me your grace, be kind, allow me to go back on my word. And what I would like to say is, while I didn't make this deadline, I made progress. And I have a lot of momentum. And in fact, if you go to right now, github.com/nature of code and go to book website second edition. And if I go to insights, commits is what I'm looking for. I don't know. I guess it's got to crunch the numbers here. Hang tight. But 23, I obviously meant 2032. Yeah. I was going to just show there's been a lot of commits and work and activity. But that's less important than actually showing you. So you can read the documentation about the new system for building the book. There are even new illustrations. I don't know why I don't have the link to the preview of it. There's a whole preview which is on Netlify, which I guess if I go to now just bear with me for a second. Let me find this link by logging into Netlify. Oh, sorry, I have to two-factor. Fractal flame. Hold on, everybody. Do you hear that fly buzzing around? All right. So Netlify has been a big accomplishment for me in 2022, which is now I deploy sites through Netlify. Netlify, if you want to sponsor the coding train, hit me up. So the Oregon Trail project is something I have to talk about. Coding Train, new website, but let's go to here. Oh, how do I, there we go, and go to here, and you can actually see this. This does not go anywhere yet. You cannot buy the book yet. There's no donate button or anything. But for example, if I go to the vectors chapter, you can see there is a rewrite of this chapter. There are the actual code examples running on the page. And if I click open in the web editor, I get to the code example running in the web editor. There's a new design. There are new illustrations in a new style. You can see that the book is here. It's been updated to P5.js. Most of these chapters, that's a layout mistake. The math formulas work. Let me just see even at the end if there's a whole new illustration style for this sort of ecosystem project. You can see this cool table of contents here on the right that I can get around. I can go to the particle systems chapter and I can start reading the particle systems chapter. So it's here. Work has been happening. So I'm thrilled to say that there is immense progress and momentum. So I don't want to kill the project, even though I didn't make my deadline. I don't think I'm ready to announce this yet, but I am. And you can see some of these haven't been updated yet. I think I will be working with a publisher to get the print version out in higher quality and distributed through more channels, all the while keeping book for free online, the entirety of the book for free online. So there is a lot to come. This goes here, top priority. I'm going to put it just directly over here. NOC book. The other reason why I cannot kill this project, and it's definitely going to get the red star. Guess what's going to really help this project? I am teaching at New York University, again this spring, an undergraduate class, a graduate class, each with some number of students already enrolled in it. It runs for 14 weeks. It meets every week for hours at a time. Guess what the topic of both classes is? The topic is the nature of code. So I will be required to teach the nature of code every week to a classroom full of students, not once, but twice. So what will I be working on every week? Preparing material for the nature of code, which will get me to work on the nature of code book. So my new deadline is let me finish it by the end of the semester. It's going to happen, folks. 2032, I mean, it's a joke, running joke at this point. I don't care. 2023, that is a huge goal. There was gold star, did not meet my deadline, but accomplishments were made. Again, a lot of people offer to help with the book. Right now, there's not much that I can say that is obvious of like how you could help. But certainly just cheering me on, joining the coding train as a member. Actually, I turned on GitHub sponsor. This you really want to as a place for supporting the nature of code book. I think I put it on those repos. So that's one way you could support. But just honestly, just telling me that the book means something to you and you're excited to the second edition and you'll buy it if you can. That'll keep me going. So stay in touch about it. Nature of Code book. Okay, we've covered that. All right, so we're going back to Twitter. I want to get through scrolling through Twitter, and then I mean, this could go on forever. I want to talk about a couple other things. I'm just looking through Prime Spiral. I was really using the wheel last year. The coding train, the history of the coding train is me starting with a plan and not following up on that plan. Sorry, everybody. ASCII challenge. This shouldn't take too long. I'm in February already. Just looking for anything that I want to make sure that I address. Oh yeah, this is pretty funny. I love this tweet. Okay. Just to say what this is me watching me again. And you can just see and look now, oh, now we've got it. Here, you can all screenshot this now. Everyone can screenshot this and share this all over. Look at the gray. I mean, look at how much gray there is now. People, that's why I used to get I was getting older, folks, but my energy is still here, right? My smile won't go away. All right, that was kind of amazing. All right, keep going. Prime Spiral. We did. We feature for Black History Month. We featured a lot of people, Black creators and technologists. Processing 4. That was nice. That was great. Let's see what else is going on. Pi Day happened. Mandelbulbs happened. What quad trees stuff happened? Ah, yes. MDR Lumen. So Severance, I mean, really, I'm quickly running out of energy here, and my brain is melting. I would like to work on this severance so let's not to be specifically about severance, but if I go back to the whiteboard for a second. And sorry, I have to sneeze. Do I have any tissues in this room? I don't think I do. Achoo! Woo! All right, I'll have to find a Kleenex. Let's see how far this wireless mic. Oh, here's some. Ooh, it's cold in here. Okay. I should probably mute myself. Everybody, I'm going to blow my nose. I have not muted my microphone. Please enjoy. Amazing. Wow. I feel like a new man. Okay. I like to work on useless, weird software projects for entertainment purposes only. And one of them is, oh, and you can't see that probably. Oh yes, if I turn there we go. Okay. This is only going to make things worse, but so I would like to work on MDR in conjunction with my working titles video. Maybe I would make a video on that. So that I would like to do more of in 2023. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. We're getting. I'm an hour and 40 minutes into this live stream. People want to know more about that, add it to the online questions thing. But the reason why I'm remembering this is I am working on a version of the Oregon Trail. This may come as something of a shock to you. What did I just do to... But that's going to get a red star because it's something I've committed to. Basically, to make a long story short, Oregon Trail is a game from the 80s, possibly maybe it was actually made earlier in the 70s. There was a version for it for the Apple II. I played through it during the live stream and started trying to make a P5JS sort of like authentic replica port of it. It's not an emulator, but just trying to make something that has the same exact look and feel of the game in P5JS. Just because I'm interested in trying to do that. But the reason is there's a podcast that I listen to called Runap, Raanap. You have no idea what I'm talking about. That's fine. You probably shouldn't. Where they played through the Oregon Trail as part of the podcast. And I have committed to making a version of the game that is telling the story of the podcast instead of the Oregon Trail that they'll play through on an episode. So I got to work on that. This is very important to me. So that's on my list for 2023. And maybe I can make a video about it. I mean, that's also kind of an ongoing question in my head is to what extent should, like for this project, would people be interested in a kind of like scripted explainer video? I typically haven't done this on YouTube, but like a project like this, it took a very long time to build. It's not really going to fit into like a coding challenge video. First of all, I'm going to rebuild the whole thing step by step. No, I already made it, but I could make a video that describes what this project is, how it works, interesting sort of like coding tidbits about little techniques that are inside there, tell the story of it. Something more along the lines of what Sebastian Lag does. I'm not saying I could do it nearly as well, but that's a question. So that is kind of like, if I go back to the whiteboard, like for projects like this, explainer video, is that something that I want to consider doing? It could even be like total voiceover. Not really my style, but that is kind of a style of YouTube. thinking about it. Okay. Scrolling through. We are in March. This was what I would characterize as to one of my failures. I really always wanted to do. I love Phil Hartman's Anal Retentive Chef, old Saturday Night Live sketch. Tried to make my own version of it called the Anal Retentive Coder. I think a few people found this really funny and fun, but most people just either didn't like it, definitely did not catch the YouTube algorithm. But there you go. Okay. Maybe I'll think of something for April Fool's this year. Maybe not. I was on a billboard. Did a lot of stuff about this project. A lot of severance stuff. Oh, the Apple II arrived. So that happened in April last year. This is pretty funny. This was the first day I turned it on.
I think you needed that. Oh, that.
Did you all hear that? That was a very bad sound, and there's smoke. I shut it off. Oh, this is bad. So that led me to... Oh, this is a nice time lapse of me unboxing the Apple II. But that led me to working on fixing up the Apple II computer. Whole new studio. UUR bot was a new bot that I released, also related to severance. I would like to do more with that. Wave function collapse. Scrolling through, a lot of interesting runway stuff, more wave function collapse. Some other things I'm promoting, other people's great work. That's a question I really want to do. Twitter bot. I got to make a list of tutorials. Oh dear, the Discord bot. I really wanted to do. So as I come up with things, let me go back. So I also want to make a list now of tutorials. So I think it would make sense to, the things that are on my mind are more NOC, that I imagine making more Nature of Code videos as I am teaching the class. Processing for intro series, Discord bot tutorial, and redo P5.js. And then there's the question of whether I should, there's sort of this like ML5 and do I want to do text generative AI with generative AI tutorials? That's kind of like a list of things I might like to do. Basically generative AI tutorials, I imagine being more things like, how do you take a model that's hosted on something like Hugging Face and access it in your P5.js sketch? That's kind of what I'm thinking of for those. Okay. To Twitter. Okay, so back to here. We COC was there for the computer live burning. Okay, so I was on Raphael's stream. I don't think there's a lot of wave function collapse. Right, we can see here more stuff. Nebula classes launched. Local storage video. I'm almost done, I think, with everything I wanted to go over today. There was an ITP show. Summer happened. If I see, is there something important I should, after Monty Hall problem, I did that video. So I've had to fix the Apple II Plus. I went to Copenhagen! Yay! I went to Copenhagen! That was awesome. Where will I go this year? I like to go somewhere to some processing community day. Japan. Any viewers in Japan? Invite me to Japan. That's where I'm going. That's on my next list of a place I really want to go to. That maybe I can make happen this year. Okay. So speaking of which, this is me with Charles the coconut. If anybody knows what Charles the coconut is, then mwah to you. You probably already subscribed to Nebula. New website. There was a train was like the weekly challenge. Bernie, I met Bernie in person in Copenhagen. Copenhagen is tomorrow. I was there. Look, I met all these great people. They were so great. I had such a good time. I want to go back to Copenhagen. There's me in Copenhagen. And Stig, we're wearing flower shirts. Then I took a pilgrimage to the super ellipse and circled Stork. I went to Sweden. That was awesome. I got COVID. That was no fun. Okay, what else is happening here? Yes. Did the collaboration with Grady from Practical Engineering. If you don't know Practical Engineering, the channel is awesome. I also got to meet Grady in person at EduCon. That was great. Thank you for indulging me. I'm just kind of going through my year. We're just getting close to being done. There was Google Summer of Code. All these wonderful stickers. Dr. Christian Hubicki. We did robot controllers. So this could be a nice, the PID controller could be a really nice coding challenge video. PID controller. And that would fit really well with Nature of Code because I'm rewriting the Nature of Code chapter, the physics library chapter, to use matter.js. And I used matter.js in this example. I could bring those together in a coding challenge video. That would be great. So let's put that on the list. And you can see the result of it here. This was like a really fun project to work on, where basically the controller balances this upside down pendulum, and I can change the two different parameters here, the P gain or the D gain, to look at how that's done. So I would love to revisit that. I got obsessed with corgis. I mean, I'm already obsessed with corgis, but generative corgis. There was Mini DALL-E for a while. That was a thing. Look at all. Went through a whole tweeting corgi images. Phase. There's Schifferpel, which is a color that's just dedicated to me, I guess, which is pretty cool. Okay, again, this. Just reminding me about how this did not happen, but I already covered this. By the way, so Foreign is a great creator on Nebula, and this is one of the reasons why, maybe the anal retentive coder would have done well in Nebula, but sometimes discussing race, videos can be demonetized for different kinds of reasons, and So he's able to have those videos be placed on Nebula. I'm not explaining that well, but I'm very tired. It's been a long live stream. I'm scrolling through to see if there's anything else. Boy, look at this. This is processing from 2002. I was young then. I started working with processing like right around, I don't know, somewhere in here. Okay, more processing fellows. My Nebula class, which I've talked about, came out. Lots about Apple II. This is, I think, my favorite thing that I made. If you haven't seen it, let's just watch this. Okay. Okay, that was my favorite thing that I did. I don't know what that refers to, Leonardo. Oh, it's okay. So more. Oh, Sebastian Lag. That was a thrill seeing Sebastian Lag make a snake game based on my video. John Maida tweeted a photo of maybe his Apple II. That was really cool. Tetris. Look at this. Whoa, someone made a Tetris clone for the Apple II. Okay, keep going. There's a lot of Apple II content here. I was featured in the Creator Economy series on YouTube. The new website launched. Andreas Refgard always makes really cool stuff. Runway did more amazing things. We're getting there. We're in September, and I sort of stopped using Twitter a lot this fall, so this should go pretty fast. Yes. This was also a huge thrill. This is like, and by the way, this was recorded. I need to follow up. I don't know if people would actually want to watch the recording. I might have to make this like a members only thing, but I was able to participate at an evening of unnecessary detail in New York City on Saturday, the 8th of October. 3 Blue, 1 Brown, Moira Dillon, Jeremy Fielding, Beck Hill. If you're not a Beck Hill fan, I don't know that anyone could reach the Beck Hill fandom heights that I have reached. You should absolutely. I mean, you probably, the reason why you probably already know, if you watch the Coding Train, you might be familiar with Matt Parker, 3 Blue, 1 Brown, Jeremy Fielding. Moira Dillon is a professor at NYU, but you probably are not familiar with Beck Hill, the comedian and television host and author and podcaster. All of her stuff is just so good, so good. Oh, I want to be Beck Hill when I grow up. Okay, that was, I kind of was wondering. So let me talk about that for a second. So I don't know if any of you, was anybody there? Anybody in the chat happened to be at an evening of unnecessary detail? Let me see if I can find it. I think there was a picture of it. We'll get to it because I think there's a photo of me, which will remind me more Apple II stuff. Here we go. So here is me. Thank you, Mariko, for tweeting this photo of me on stage. Matt Parker typing into the Apple II. So I feel like, so I had 10 minutes. And I had planned to live code a bouncing ball in Apple Basic, which I did. But I wasted so much time that I only had about 2 minutes to do that. And I think those 2 minutes were the best part of my set, so to speak. You know, if we're talking about this as like a kind of comedy show or 10-minute sets. And I think I did too much like trying to tell jokes or do explanatory introduction. I feel like the first 5 to 6 minutes were not good. I tried to also be in character. Like I just time traveled from, you know, I was like in a time capsule and I just exploded out of it onto the stage. Anyway, there was a recording of it. Anyway, I really would like to do more live stuff. I feel like I would give myself a B-. Everybody else I'd give an A+. It was phenomenal. Like seeing Matt Parker perform live. I mean, this is a skill. It is a talent, but it is also a rehearsed and practiced skill. And I was thinking about doing like a live show if and when the Nature of Code book is done. It's sort of like a book party. But I don't know if I could pull off a full hour. I could have guests. I also just don't know. Like, I think I need like a director or a writer or consultant to help me with this. Anyway, that was a great thing. I should put that under my accomplishments. I don't like the expression like bucket list so much, but that was like a bucket list experience for me. So it's going on the very bottom. AEOUD. So Nature of Code book, live book party, ? I mean, I could definitely do that. Venue, Caveat in New York was great. Did you want to invite me to like London? I'll do one in London. I don't know why I'm saying London. Just because maybe I could get, you know, some of the London. Oh, Seb, who was my inspiration for doing this, because Seb Lee Delisle, if you're not familiar with Seb, has done all these wonderful Evening of Unnecessary Detail spots, live coding in London. And Seb gave me some advice, which I think I don't know if I took or not, but his advice was good. And anything I did well was because of Seb's excellent advice. Anything I did poorly was my own problem. But thinking about that for 2023, that would be fun to do, just live coding for an hour or something, a live coding train sort of thing. Creative coding comedy. Yeah. I like your ideas. Stig, yes. So I need to follow up and get the video of this because it was sent to me via a Dropbox link. I clicked on the Dropbox link and it didn't work. And I took that as a sign from God up above, said, nobody should ever watch this recording. Delete it from the world. It happened. It was there. It was live. I did it. Mathsby was there. Oh, and Mathsby is in the chat. Oh, mwah, mwah. Hello to you. I was so happy you were there. It gave me a sort of a boost of energy to know that there was fans of the coding train in the audience. And thank you for saying I was great. That's nice of you. Okay, moving along. Oh my God, it's time. It's 2. This is the end. Oh, I got a dot matrix printer. What is this? Oh, there's a new processing library, more runway. Brian McManus, also on Nebula. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. More Coding Train website. Some more other stuff, some cool stuff. Apple II set that I built. Erase and replace from Runway. Gave me that. Blair is an amazing artist. Some weird stuff about the Apple II graphics. We're so close. We're in October. This was my favorite Halloween costume that somebody dressed up as. I thought this is totally brilliant. Fun little trailer. Whoops. This was the whoops for 2022. Just got that. Oops. Little internet stutter there. Sorry, it froze. You can watch that on your own. This was amazing. Hypercube running on the Arduino. Other people's great work on this. I also used runways in painting. So this is like just a still from my video that I used. Oh, out painting. I'm sorry. To not what it looked. I'm looking at it right over here. Not what the room looks like, but gotta love what AI generated images can do these days. We're almost done. Mastodon. I am on Mastodon. I have not been using it. Okay, we've got my 3D video. I'm going to disappear from the internet soon because we're in November. More about Nebula classes. And just some other stuff. I think I'm just started retweeting things. Talking about ChatGPT. This is the ChatGPT Starfield that I was referencing, and the code from my challenge versus ChatGPT. Oh, that is such a cursed image. I like these portraits from Runway. I made a survivor analogy bot. Whistle. That's a cool project. ITP show happened. You can apply to ITP still. And that's it. We made it through 2022. We recapped. Whoops. Wow. That camera went off. Wait, was it not? Is it not plugged in? Oh, no. I moved the camera around and I didn't plug it back in. Well, that's fortuitous. Here. We will take a picture of this whiteboard. This is good. I'm done anyway. Well, let me plug it back in. Where did the plug go for that camera? Oh, the code. Oh, it never ends. I never can get anything right here on the coding train. It's so weird. That one's plugged in. It's funny. I bought a second backup battery and everything. Oh, here it is. Oh, I forgot to plug it in. I'm so silly. It's on the floor. All right, we're gonna I'm wrapping up, folks, but I'm gonna do some coding, so don't go anywhere. I'm gonna end by doing something for Genuary. And I'll come back to show the whiteboard at the end. Let's go to the questions. That should be charging up now. Okay. Bias is in the chat. Let's see. Okay, so what's left for today? Bias in the chat. Shorts. Well, I talk about the shorts. Coding Garden asked about the shorts. Perfect timing, because Bias is in the chat. Bernie is in the chat. Let's talk about the shorts. So, I don't know about this shorts thing, but I like to try all the ways of communicating with the audience that the internet has to offer. I've been hearing about this social media platform that the youths have been using called TikTok. That's right. TikTok. I have a TikTok. So I'm experimenting with a variety of, well, that's a long sound effect. A variety of different. YouTube has its TikTok-like clone called Shorts. And thanks to the Bias agency, Bernie, who I met in Copenhagen, we've been exploring the idea of making Coding Train shorts. And the nice thing about this is they're actually really easy to make. They're only 1 minute long. So, even if I record for like 15 minutes, when I record like a coding challenge, I could be recording for 8 or 9 hours, but I can make a 1 minute short. So I'm trying to figure out what is a useful, meaningful way to use this format to expand the audience of people watching the coding train. That's not really the goal. But what is the goal here? Why do I want to make shorts? One is I'm just curious to try them because I like trying new stuff. I think the other goal would be to sort of build community and inspire people to code and try things out. So there are a few different things. So one way of doing that is that we've thought of is to answer your questions. So we sort of, what we did is we went through and looked through YouTube comments and tweets, picked out some questions, did all this work with Bernie. And so, I could play one of these, I could answer questions. So like, promise is a promise, no, coding train. Yeah, so so this came from a question. Let's look at the save GIF one.
Question from Julie. I want to include not a single PNG, but a GIF, but I have problems with the correct implementation. Julian, your question couldn't have come at a better time. In the newest release of P5, there is a save GIF function. Arguments you need to add are the file name for the GIF you want to save, and how long you want to record the canvas. And then there's an additional trick that I'll show you in a minute.
Whoa! I had no idea it was going to have an overlay. That was incredible.
Oh, look at that! It worked! It doesn't loop perfectly. That's because I just said do it for 5 seconds. But what if I said do it for a specific number of frames? A full loop is from 0 to 2 pi, so the angle changes by 2 pi divided by the number of frames. Now I can replace the number 5 with the number of frames, and then an options object to tell it the unit I wanted to consider is not seconds. I think, yeah, that's a perfectly looping GIF in P5 with one line of code. Question from Julie. I want to include.
So I've seen the chat. People are rightfully critical of shorts. There's some shorts are clickbait, drown out the good videos. Shorts are a distraction. I mean, I have a problem. Like when I first downloaded TikTok, I kind of got like sucked in and I had deleted it off my phone like 2 days later. Then like a few weeks ago, I downloaded it again. And now I set the thing where like, if I look at TikTok for more than 10 minutes, it like beeps at me and says like, hey, you've been looking at this for 10 minutes. Maybe you want to take a break. And I take a break. So I do the shorts format. I enjoy watching them. Like there's like the talent of people. Like, first of all, the TikTok algorithm looked into my soul and found out who I am. So after like watching, so little funny story here. I decided as an experiment, brand new TikTok account. Let me just scroll and watch stuff. I'm going to give it 1 hour. And I gave it 1 hour, scrolled past stuff, watched stuff. After an hour, all the TikTok started showing me was musical. I was just in musical theater TikTok. It was showing me behind the scenes music, like people explaining. There's this great, I think the MT was like all the TikToker explains all sorts of stuff about music theory, about musicals. And I was like seeing like, just like tremendous talent of people like duetting stuff from musical theater. Like it was amazing. So I was kind of like, this is a little bit creepy, but like, you'd think like I'd be into like tech TikTok. No, I was just watching what I enjoyed, skipping through things, finding things, all musical theater content by the end, which definitely says something about me. The audio plays twice when you're playing a video on the screen. Apologies, it's because it's playing out of my speakers and in through my mic. So I'm pressing the wrong buttons. So anyway, so these are the formats we're experimenting with, but let me just check my messages here. I can actually possibly premiere a new short right here, which is that I think something that I'm excited about is, can I also use shorts to give you like a really quick 1-minute overview of a coding challenge topic? And then if you're interested in it, you could obviously watch the longer one. And so the very first one, I'm going to go over here because I'm going to, I probably shouldn't do this because I should have you all make sure to watch this. Why am I in the Processing Foundation YouTube account? I should have you all watch it. Okay, this is the one. You know what I'm going to do? Let me show you. Some of you might have seen it because I briefly released it yesterday and then we found a mistake in it. So here's what I'm going to do. Coding Guardian is writing a really interesting comment here, which is the new generation of people that consume all their media through shorts, TikTok, Reels. You kind of have to publish there to get them interested in the long form content. Yeah. And it's not clickbait if it introduces new users to other valuable coding trained content. Yeah. This is kind of like my thinking. I mean, I'm going in with some caution. I want to be careful. I want to bring positive, meaningful communication to the internet, not which can just be people doing silly dances. Like, again, this is not a good, like, I enjoy watching people doing silly dances. It brings me, like, lights up certain things in my brain, makes me feel a little bit of happiness. Go on with it. I do think there is a danger to the sort of addictive quality of the rabbit holes that we can get sucked into. But, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the version that is currently unlisted.
I want to try an experiment.
Sorry.
Boil down one
Stop.
of my full coding challenge videos.
Stop. Pause. Okay. I am going to play. Right. ZDAX makes a good point. You can't learn coding by shorts. So I wouldn't expect to be making shorts that are really like long form tutorials, but they might have a little bit of an idea that gets you thinking to try something, or that might get you excited about something to go and learn coding. Okay, so here is, this is what I'm going to ask of you. The short that I'm going to play for you, I'm going to spend longer explaining the short than the short, is 1 minute long. There's a mistake in it in the end. So this is the unlisted. It won't matter for your experience of it right now at all, because the mistake is like, you'd have to like pause, zoom in to find the mistake, but I still wouldn't like it to be there. So I would like to play this for you. Get your thoughts on it. Bernie is in the chat. Later today, I'm going to release the fixed version of it. It would be wonderful if you would watch it. It only takes 1 minute. I would also love to hear from you if it pops up in your shorts feed randomly. Anyway, so this one actually already has like a few hundred views, 40 likes on it. I don't know. I'm a little worried that releasing it and then taking it off and then uploading a new one is going to mess this one up. But I want to read math. There's a really great discussion going on in the chat right now about the shorts. I lost the Discord chat because I went to my direct messages. So apologies to Coding Train members if you're okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So Matthew writes, the GIF one encapsulates the idea of inspiration really well, getting excited to figure out how to create the same thing. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay, so without further ado, let's premiere this short, and it's unfortunately going to start in the middle. To 1 minute. I'm going to take it easy on myself and start with the recursive tree, which was only about a 15-minute video in the first place. I'll play it through twice. Start with a blank canvas. Set a line color and a stroke weight. Translate to the bottom middle of the canvas, which is where the tree will grow from. Then write a function to draw a branch, which is just a single vertical line. With the magic of recursion, the branch function can call itself,
shrinking the length the next time.
But this would end up in an infinite loop, so we better have an exit condition to stop drawing when the branch gets too short. Then we can add an angle, translate to the end of the branch to draw the next one. Then we can rotate off to the right by some angle. We can also recursively rotate off to the left. Throw a little push and pop in there so that each time we draw a branch, we're starting from the right position. There we go, a fractal tree in P5JS. You can watch the full video for a much longer explanation. The Coding Train Passenger Showcase is full of your beautiful recursive trees. If you're watching this right now, add your own. I want to try an experiment. Can I boil down one of my full coding challenge videos into 1 minute? I'm going to take it easy on myself and start with the recursive tree, which was only about a 15-minute video in the first place. Step number 1, start with a blank canvas. Set a line color and a stroke weight. Translate to the bottom middle of the canvas, which is where the tree will grow from. Then write a function to draw a branch, which is just a single vertical line. With the magic of recursion, the branch function can call itself,
Shrinking the length the next time.
but this would end up in an infinite loop, so we better have an exit condition to stop drawing when the branch gets too short. Then we can add an angle, translate to the end of the branch to draw the next one. Then we can rotate off to the right by some angle. We can also recursively rotate off to the left. Throw a little push and pop in there so that each time we draw a branch, we're starting from the right position. There we go, a fractal tree in P5JS. You can watch the full video for a much longer explanation. The Code and Train Passenger Showcase is full of your beautiful recursive trees. You're watching this right now, add your own. I want to try an experiment. Can I boil down? All right, so that's the new short. I'm pretty excited about this one. I also recorded one where I try to make the recursive tree with ChatGPT. That hasn't been finished yet, but that will come out at some point too. I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat while I'm doing. So if you have any thoughts, I mean, I don't think realistically we're not going to like redo this whole short right now in the next, but because Bernie fixed the error. But thank you, Coding Garden and Me for your positive feedback. But so this short, actually, I just got a message from Bernie. I see that the new version is uploaded. Bernie, if you're listening, if you're watching, you can actually go ahead and, if you want to like upload this into the channel and duplicate all the metadata, then I could potentially release it at the very end of this live stream. But, Adam Savage has this slogan about his videos that they are not how-to videos as much as they are what happened videos. Interesting. That's interesting to think about because I really do think about a lot of my videos as how-to videos. The coding challenge videos are kind of what happened, but they are sort of like watch it while it's happening, because that's what I'm thinking about. If I don't know if the whiteboard camera came back on, but I'm thinking about doing some like, let me go back and write a script to explain the process of building something. That's something that I'm interested in doing. Anyway, I am really, really tired. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. I didn't take a break. I think I need to wrap things up. I want us to continue this conversation about what's going to happen with the coding train in 2023. I want to see if this camera comes back on, which it did. It is not in focus anymore, so let me focus it. So, excuse me, my whiteboard is back. All right, so let's take a look. let's take a look at the whiteboard here. This is the map. I'm sure I missed things. I didn't touch on anything. I don't have every new possible idea written here, but this is everything that I accomplished for the coding train in 2022. Yay me. Did this get really dark again? Yeah, I think it didn't save whatever camera settings. So strange. I don't understand this camera. But maybe I should get new cameras for 2023. Cameras are very expensive. But that's something that did I say that this sponsored by Curiosity Stream Bundle? I'll put the link on screen in a second. It's in the description. This is yay to celebrate 2022. Here's a hope for 2023 of many things I would like to work on. I don't know how to prioritize this. Somebody wants to, maybe I should like reformat this into some kind of document or GitHub Markdown or something. But I'm excited about, if I get a quarter of what's on this list done in 2023, I will be happy. I think priorities are, I've got to get the Nature of Code book done. I've got to send out these whistles to people who have supported the Coding Train for a long time. I really should make a video to announce the Coding Train website. And I have to work on this Oregon Trail project. And I would love to get 10 coding challenge videos done. I kind of want to put a red star there. 10 coding challenge videos, topics, whatever. And then I'm not sure about under here, like what, if I had to pick one tutorial series to absolutely do, honestly, I think it might be the Processing 4 intro series, which is my oldest set of tutorials, to redo those. And I think that's the thing I could just like sit down for a day and do. It'll obviously take more time to edit and put it all together, but in terms of recording, that might be the easiest. Okay, I also really want to do this Severance working titles thing, but I don't know if that gets a red star. Okay. Before I go, thank you, Wolf Rose. Before I go, I'm already 25 minutes over what I want it to be, but let's look at Genuary. And let's go to the prompts. Oh, I am tired. I need Coding Guard, and you have this, I don't know if Coding Guard is still watching, but you have this thing that like pops up to remind you to take a break or stretch. Good thing about me and my situation is I always stream standing. Whoa. Sorry, the green screen curtain is like askew and I just slipped on it because I was gonna, so like I'm always moving around, but I really should take breaks. Okay, my nose is running. I hope I'm not getting sick. I don't think I am. Okay, so perfect loop, infinite loop, endless GIFs. Well, that's funny. That's the prompt for today. Huh. So let's use save GIF in P5. Timeout for Mac. I should get that. David Curry, hello there. I hope I get to see you this spring when I'm back. Lovely to see names that I recognize in the chat and new names. I almost meant to, well, let's think. All right, so what is your, in the chat, everybody let me know, what is something you did in 2020? I'm so tired. I like to hear from people in the chat. What is something you coded in 2022 that you're proud of? Put that into the chat. All right, let's go to look at, let's log in here. Oh, I forgot about the online questions. I will come back to those. Okay, open. All right. So I'm going to come back. This is still here, pinned comment. But let's make a perfect looping GIF for the new year. Let's make a Happy New Year looping GIF. Tomer Schwartz says, I coded a complete neural network from scratch. Martin Belanger, a simple inventory system for work in Python. Melissa Rodriguez, a squiggly line algorithm. I feel like I remember seeing you post about this. Your live coding language runs on a Nintendo DS? David Curry, wow. Game of Life and flocking simulation. Senior thesis. Oh, hey, Maverick did a PID control system. Well, all this stuff you guys are coding is amazing. Did anybody learn to code? Say hi in the chat if you learned to code in 2022, like you had never coded before. Kathy says the Mandelbulb. Thank you, Kathy. ASCII art from DJ Mangus. All this is great. Great. I love hearing these. I love hearing all these from you all. Okay. So what should my... Can we make a perfect looping firework GIF? Let's try this. I don't have a lot of energy right now to code something new. So I'm pretty sure I have, let's go to codingtrain.com, challenges, filter by topic. Let's look up fireworks. Let's go to 2D fireworks. Here's the example. Okay, so how could I turn this into a... Joe says, I learned P5 from you in 2022. No exposure before. It gets the train whistle. All right. So here is, let me just also make sure my family isn't like texting me like, where are you? Okay. Okay. We're going to release, okay. See, we got a bunch of things going here. Got like a lot of things. Okay. Impossible. Okay. Hi from Brazil. I know there's a lot of folks who watch in Brazil. This is another question, by the way. I'm sorry that I cannot keep a thought going here, but I'm reminded by how international the audience is. I have the opportunity to dub a lot of my videos using AI technology, and it's quite good. I would say it's not the same, but I'm hesitant to do that. Part of me feels like I shouldn't be okay, so I would love to make the videos more accessible and have them be in more languages, but I would rather somebody watch a native speaker of their own language, teach them the concepts, than my voice somehow AI dubbed into that other language. I definitely will experiment with it, but I'm confused about that. And thank you. Yes, and congratulations to you, Brazil, on your new president, and happy 2023. Okay. Let me move. We got to make this happen. So I'm going to make this. First thing I got to do here is first duplicate it. Then I need to, let's make it 640 by 360. So how could this be a perfect loop? Well, I guess it could be a perfect loop if I let this window clear. Could it? I'm trying to think. I mean, I certainly could use random seed, right? So that it runs. There's no purling noise or anything here. I'm struggling. And people are talking about in the chat about the language translation. Switch between two make 5 or 6 spawners that only create a new fireworks once each. Ken Haley says reseeding. So say more, Ken Haley. Like this, right? Like it should be able to, oh, what if I reseed it in the middle, right? I don't know why I'm not able to think through how. I think it's because I've been live streaming for 2.5 hours without a break. I'm not able to think through effectively how to do this as a loop. I see. What if okay, let's think about it this way. What if I need a cycle, right? Right. Every n frames reset the random seed. After the first n frames, the loop should be perfect. Right. So what if, okay, so I understand now, I think, which is that if, but there's a lot of, how much randomness? I guess there's not a lot of randomness once they burst. So, okay. So let me do it this way for a second. Like, what if I do this? Okay. Random seed 99. And then I'm going to have a counter. So every time there's a new firework, counter plus plus. If counter But I need this to happen after everything else. Actually, it shouldn't really matter, but yeah. And then if counter is greater than or equal to 5, random seed 99. So let's do 3. This is what I'm trying to do. Basically, I start with a random seed, which will push in 3, 0, 1, 2. Once we get 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. Once we get 0 goes to 1, 1 goes to 2, 2 goes to 3. Now, once we get 3, 1, 2, 3, random seed should start over. Oh, and the counter has to go back to 0. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What did I miss here? So I got close, but the third one doesn't match up. Third one is always different because why is the third one? Do I need to? Okay, hold on. Let me do it with just 1. Yeah, okay, so this is working. Why do I suddenly get another one over there? Like I'm getting the same one over and over again because this is a really tricky coding problem that I have created for myself. But I would kind of like to be able to solve it now. Just curiosity. Let's just try. Yeah, what causes the slightly different one to happen? There's a lot of random stuff going on. What if I didn't use random at all? What if I didn't use random at all here, just out of curiosity? Just taking out all the randomness from, yeah, okay, so now this works. So I think the issue was, I wonder if using P5 vector random 2D is messing up the random seed because, okay, hold on. I got an idea. Okay, so now let me get rid of this. Okay, hold on. Oh, let me get rid of the auto refresh for a second. Hold on, let me do it this way. I'm sorry, so what if I use, I'm so tired and I haven't had any lunch. This is like the worst time for me to be doing this, but I'm determined. I'm stubborn. From angle. So what I'm doing is, my suspicion is that what if what did I mess up now? Okay. No. Okay, so no. So, okay. So let's just... Oh, yeah, so that... Yeah, so no. Oh, this doesn't matter because that's just the firework, the original particle. I see. So it's here. So what if I have an idea? Just bear with me for a second here. I'm going to do something weird. Interesting. I could make an array. Random 2D uses. That's why I thought me I am so me might be the problem. Yeah. Oh, if you have more fireworks in the air than the number of calls to, you're all like telling me really good things in the chat. So I think what I need to do, I have a very weird idea, which is, I mean, what I need is multiple, I need a different idea. Making a perfectly looping fireworks system, I think maybe I should go for a different idea. Is this, am I going down a path that I just want to be done? So let's do a different Happy New Year. Let's use the text 2023. I have an idea. I have a better idea. Okay? I have a better idea. Here. I think you need to pre-compute the exploded particles random data from when the firework is launched. That's what I was thinking, but I'm pivoting. Okay. We're gonna do steering. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay. Oops. Oh, not new. Oh my God. I duplicate. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. So let's first, boy, this is old code. Font, text to points. Why is it not center? That's going to bother me. And let's forget about the mouse. Okay. I need to get rid of the mouse. Whoops. Okay. So I can make this, you just run it backwards. Make every particle a random color. I like that. So I'm just going to do a very basic version of this. Hi, Rodoc, by the way. Thanks for all your help with the various repos you've been contributing to. So this, obviously, I could run it backwards, but I want let's actually code running it backwards. I'm sure there's a very creative, clever thing that I could do with this. But right now, I'm going to say this dot home. I'm going to give it a new variable called home. And then its actual position is this dot home dot copy. And then so just out of curiosity, let's just say in behaviors, let's calculate the distance. Okay, I got to turn off auto refresh. One thing that drives me crazy about the web editor, I don't know if this is a known bug that's been posted, is if you have auto refresh on and an error happens, it like takes you out of the tab you're typing in, which kind of makes sense, but I don't know if there's a way around that. Okay, distance is a P5 vector distance between this dot position and this dot target. If distance is less than 1, then this dot target equals this dot home. So let me just try this for a second. Yeah. So this is them all going back. I kind of want to add separation in. Yeah, so the problem here also is I need to wait until they're all done. Let's do this. So this is a little bit silly, but let's assume that they all are done. And if its position is greater than 1 pixel, then all done is not true. So basically, I'm going to look at every single vehicle and compare its position to its target. And if any single one of them is further than 1 pixel, they're not all done. Then, if all done for let v of vehicles, v.target equals v.home. Then I'm going to set all of their targets back to the home. What is this extra square there? Did I type something in by accident? Oh, whoops. That's weird. Oh, this is, and this is, okay, so I got to put auto refresh back on. What did I miss? I feel like, oh, that shouldn't matter, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is not the greatest cleverness thing I've ever done. But hold on, I think this must be what's centering it. Yeah. I see. So I guess I'm just going to eyeball centering it. I'm so tired. I have to finish this live stream. Okay, excellent. So I would like to add separation into it, although that's not really going to work because they can't be separated as they, all right. So this works. The question is now, how do I define, like if I use save GIF, let's go back to P5, the save GIF function. What I want to do is call save GIF a certain number of seconds. Like we could try it just with seconds because it's going to end back where it started. Let's just try. Oh, you know what? We are not using a recent version of P5. I don't know what's going on. I definitely need to take off auto refresh now because that's going to mess things up. Okay, nothing's in there. Oh, see, why does it do it twice when you put it in setup? So weird. There's some bug. I had this issue before. So this makes no sense to me, but I'm going to try something. So I'm going to take save GIF. By the way, it's also, I haven't been running the heat for noise in here. Now it's getting very cold, so my fingers can't type. And I'm going to say, I'm going to create a Boolean called ready, set it to false. And then set ready equal to true. And then only if ready, do all this stuff. All right, ready? Let's see how this does. So now, as soon as I hit the space bar, why is it doing it twice? Do you notice that? Am I losing my mind here? Like, watch this. Watch this. I'm going to hit the space bar. It acts like it's doing it, and then it like stops and does it again. And then it downloads the GIF, and it's empty. Now, I had this issue before. I don't remember why. I'm very sad. Welcome to the 2023 on the coding train, where nothing I do works and I don't understand why, and I'm very tired and I need to eat lunch. What am I missing here? I mean, I think it's just a bug in save GIF, because it should start doing it at that time. I had this issue before when I was recording that short. Save GIF first saves each frame, then renders them. It says saved, then rendered. Save, then renders. Okay, wait. I'm not understanding this. Saves each frame, then renders them? What does that mean? I'm looking at the chat. I don't understand what that means. Okay. Oh, how much time we should wait before recording? It is not recommended to write this function inside setup since it won't work properly. Okay. First time it says save, the second it says rendered. Okay, so it does specifically say don't put it in setup, which makes sense. Let me run this again and see if I can catch what you guys are all saying. Saved frame, rendered frame. Oh, that makes sense. So it's actually not doing it twice. But why is so now the question becomes, why is my GIF empty? Or is it not empty? Why is it empty? So now something else is going on. So, okay, it is doing it. Let's just give it 10 seconds. Right, it's saving all these frames. So that makes sense. And now it's just telling me what's going on. I got it. It's not doing it twice. It's saving, then it's rendering it. Saving it into memory, and then rendering it. The question I have is, why is it empty? I totally understand now. What is the most... Key pressed, save GIF 10. What if I were to say, let's try this. This should be the same thing. Oh no. What if I put in draw and setup, no loop, and then say loop here. Oh, I shouldn't make it that long. Well, this is weird. Oh, red. I forgot about that's because of this. Ah. Try this. Oh, let's not. Okay. Yeah. There we go. This should work now. Let's see if this works. Could it be a quick look thing? It could be. Do you think it's like actually working, but I'm just, there we go. I don't know what I did. But now it works. This is like the least interesting thing I could have done. But let's, I think I only need about 3 seconds. Let's see. There we go. Wait, what I want is for it to be a hold on the 2023 longer. But it's fine. You get the idea. Oh, yay! Happy 2023, everybody! All right, let me save this code. Let me put it in the chat. Is anybody even still watching this stream? Some people are. Okay. There you go. You can, I'm sure you can improve this in 700 million different ways. I'm going to call this a win that I have now made a Happy New Year looping 2023. Happy 2023, everybody. Yes, happy 2023. Oh my God, so loud. Thank you. Thank you. This is my, that camera went off, but I don't care. All right, let's do something exciting. So here are my calls to action. One is thank you to CuriosityStream for offering this highly discounted bundle. If you go to curiositystream.com/choo-choo, you can get CuriosityStream, thousands of documentaries, and Nebula, but really for free. So thank you to CuriosityStream for sponsoring this Coding Train live stream, and for sponsoring Coding Train really for all of 2022 and for the foreseeable future. So go check out that link if you're interested in my in the Nebula streaming service, or in particular, I'm just going to bring up this. If you have a friend who wants to learn to code, maybe this, hello, there's the Coding Train YouTube channel, but I also made this class on the Nebula streaming service that I hope you would enjoy, that you can get directly through this link, right? go.nebula.tv/whatiscode, but the CuriosityStream bundle will give it to you for, $2 per month. Whereas if you go through this link, it's about $4 per month. So both support the Coding Train. So I just want to put that out there. Link in the description. My whiteboard is there. You can just go back, and that's the plan. Now, let's do something exciting here. We are going to go and launch a new short on the Coding Train. So I am going to go to the studio, YouTube Studio, and I'm going to go look at coding a fractal tree in 60 seconds, 0 views. I'm going to change this one to private. I can give you a little peek into YouTube Studio here. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to change this one to private. Save. And this one, I feel like I should check it. All right, I'm going to check it on this laptop.
I want to try an experiment. Can I boil down one of my full coding challenge videos into 1 minute? Take it easy on myself and start with the recursive tree, which was only about a 15-minute video in the first place.
Sorry that you're not able to see this.
Set a line color and a stroke weight. Translate to the bottom middle of the canvas, which is where the tree will grow from. Then write a function to draw a branch, which is just...
Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm paying attention to you. Just hold on a second.
Branch function can call itself
Shrinking the length.
Shrinking the length of
end
it.
up in an infinite loop, so we better have an exit condition.
It's only a minute. It's only a minute. I just double checking it.
Angle, translate to the end of the branch to draw
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah.
We can
Rotate.
right by some angle. We can also recursively rotate off to the left. Throw a little push and pop in there so that each time we draw a branch, we're starting from the right position. There we go. A fractal tree in P5GS. You can watch the full video for a month. We're starting from the right position. There we go. A fractal tree in P5GS.
That looks like the right code. Line, translate, push, rotate branch, push, rotate name. All right, I think we're good. All right, so we're going to do something really exciting here. This has been a 3-hour stream. How did that happen? Okay, I'm definitely going to, I guess I'm eating dinner at this point by the time the stream's over. Okay, thank you all for being here. What I'm going to do is I am going to set this video to public. I'm not going to set it as an instant premiere because that's silly. And then I'm going to say goodbye, this is me saying goodbye. I'm going to set this to public. I am asking all 200-ish of you to go and watch this short, and maybe you could leave a like and a comment, Just if you want, just for engagement, just to see, like, I think this short, it's gonna launch the coding chain into 2023 in a way you could never possibly imagine. Thank you for being here during this stream. I'm setting it to public. There we go. Publish it. It's there. You could go to the coding train, watch it. Thanks, Coding Garden, for answering the question about the array list. Thank you all. I have to say, I've been kind of feeling a little bit like, I just have like really struggling with this stuff that I've been doing. And I would like to start 2023 off on a good foot. I got some new shoes. There's my feet. And it's the shortest of shorts. Happy New Year to all of you. Have a wonderful New Year's Day. Take a break for yourself. If you've just been on the computer all day, take a break. And I will see you in the next live stream, in the next video I upload. I don't know what it will be. You just stay in touch. Join the Discord. All that stuff. Thank you. That's all I got to say. I'm gonna go. I don't have a goodbye animation, so I'm going back to this one, and I'm putting on the usual music. You're gonna get to hear the this dot. As always, I always forget the this dot. This dot. Go watch. This dot. This dot. This watch the short. This dot. This dot. If you can. I'm gonna do and this dot. This dot. Oh boy, I've really even lost my voice here. Okay. This dot. I have no more words. Oh, it's Be Real. Never forget this dot. This dot. This dot. This dot. This dot song. This dot. My Be Real went off. This dot. Never forget this dot. This dot. This dot. This dot. I'm gonna do this dot. This dot. I'm gonna do this dot. This dot. This dot. I'm gonna do this dot. This dot. I'm gonna do dot. This dot. This dot. This dot. I'm gonna do this dot. This dot. I'm gonna do this dot. This dot. This dot. I'm gonna do this dot. This dot. I'm gonna do this dot. This dot. This dot. This dot song. This dot. This dot. This dot. Never forget this dot. This dot, this dot, this dot, never forget this dot. I'm gonna do the this dot, this dot, this dot, this dot, the this dot song, never forget the this dot. Somebody compose that song for me. All right, oh, that song went off. Okay, next one. I'm going to say once again, here we go, sing it with me. It's the polar to Cartesian coordinate song. It's the polar to Cartesian coordinate song. Auto-tune and the internet will fix that for me. Sing it with me. It's the polar to Cartesian coordinate song. 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 My mic is still on. I always forget that my mic's on. Okay, one more song, everybody.
Unicorns and rainbows
there we
and
go.
cupcakes. What else
you all.
is there? Yes, kittens. Thank you very much. Kittens and rainbows and cupcakes. Notice that. Look what I get. I'm really losing my mind. Okay, let's do it. Kittens and kittens and kittens and kittens. 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 Kittens and kittens and kittens. Kittens and 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 kittens and kittens and kittens. Kittens
just want to say that I'm reading all of your comments on the short I published, and they are warming my soul. I appreciate it.
I feel just sort of like a nice feeling of relaxation. Everything's gonna be okay today.
Dream is not broken, it has not frozen. This is a wonderful thing. Okay, we're gonna do it. I'm really getting to something. I need my sound effect.
Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes.
What else is there?
Unicorns and rainbows and cupcakes.
That was invalid syntax, I forgot. There was one other thing here that I think is important that I will use continuously over and over again in all sorts of text generation analysis things. That I will use continuously over and over again. First thing I need to do is, yes, kittens. I'm really losing my mind. Okay, we're gonna do it. Kittens and kittens and kittens and kittens. 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 Kittens and kittens and kittens and Das Vidania.